way back to Shade Tree Projects. I want to give a big thank you to the new people that subscribed from the Wine Club on Facebook. You guys are great. Never thought you guys would, but hey, thank you. All right, here we go. Today, we're going to make only a little bitty 2-gallon, it's really 6 quarts, so, of Tang wine. Yeah, this is the very first, if you're new, which I got some new viewers. If you're new, this is the very first wine I ever made. I was on a boat in Alaska, and was kind of shanghaied. So, they left us out in the Bering Strait, cut us loose, and left us out there. And all we had to do was just float around, so we decided to make wine. And a guy showed me how to make wine. Well, everybody got to the fruit before I could. I had the yeast, but no fruit. So, I found a container of Tang and made my first 5-gallon bucket of wine. And, you know, the first one is like everybody else. You put your stuff in there, you add your yeast, and you tape a black trash bag to the top of it, and because the boat rocked all the time, kept it agitated. In 5 days, everybody pulled theirs off, and we all strained them through T-shirts, and guess what? The Tang was the best wine of the bunch. Nobody wanted it because, you know, it was Tang, it wasn't fruit. And the Tang turned out to be the best. That 5 gallons was gone before anybody else's. But the problem is I can't find a container anymore big enough to make 5 gallons of Tang. This is the biggest container I can find of Tang. And it's good for 6 quarts. So, 4 quarts to a gallon plus 2, that would be 1.5 gallons. So, we're going to go ahead and make 1.5 gallons. We may stretch it to 2. I'm going to put the sugar in it for 2. So here we go. All you do is take your Tang in a sanitary bucket that I just sanitized. Dump your Tang in there. Get all the Tang in there. Now you got a neat little container for nothing. Alright? We've already established that 4 cups of sugar is 2 pounds. And you do 1 pound per gallon on wine. Or at least I do. You can do whatever you want. But, so, I'm going to put 4 cups in here. I know it's 1.5 gallons, but I like my stuff sweet. And we'll throw that back in the sanitary bucket. Cooler. And then, what do we do next? Alright, today we are once again using spring water, yeah. And we're using, I'm going to say 1.5 gallons, because that's what it, but once you have all this stuff in there, it's going to be pretty full. I mean, yeah, the sugar should dissolve, and it should only be a gallon worth. And you know, I've really got another thing. These buckets you buy, like they say 5 gallons. You put 4 gallons in them, and they're almost full. So I don't understand their measurement system. But here we go. I'm going to get this stirred up, and I'll get you back for the next part. All stirred up. Oh, and it smells good. It smells like Tang. If you're not old enough, you don't even know what Tang is, because it was like the super cool thing when I was a kid. But you can see we used 1 gallon and probably 3/4 of another gallon, so it's 1 3/4 instead of 1 1/2. And I'll grab the camera and I'll take you over here. Whoop. And you can see we got maybe 1 inch. That's all we got. Is maybe 1 inch until we're at the very top. So maybe if you put it right to the top, it would be 5 gallons. I don't know. All right. We got all our stuff ready. Now it's time to pitch the yeast. Usually I hydrate my yeast. Oh, and we're using Red Star Premium again. or platinum. But this time we're not. And I'm going to use half a packet. So here we go. We're just going to drizzle it on top. That's half a, yep, that's half a packet. We'll put that in the fridge. That's all there is to it. Now, put our lid on with our S-lock on it. And if you want to look at the bottom, we got maybe a ½ inch there. So we're not sticking this stuff right in it. Alright. So here we go. And we want to be very careful on this. There we go. And you can tell it works. Here, I'll show you how. That we got a good seal. Because, watch the airlock. When I squeeze, well, here, let me get you right on the airlock. Woo! Here we go. When I squeeze, it moves. So we got an airtight connection. That's what we're looking for. Alright, the last video was kind of boring because it was just draining off stuff. So I thought I would throw in the Tang wine. So if you really want to know what this is, it's, I guess you could call it astronaut wine. That'd be a cool one. Or let's call it space wine. Space wine. That sounds pretty cool. But also today, let me readjust the camera one more time. There we go. Also today, we're having to pull the wine from the berries, the blueberries. So today, we're going to, and I can't decide if it's called racking or rough racking or if it's just called getting the fruit off the wine. But that's what we're doing now. So, we're trying to keep pace so that I can finish the 200 gallons, the challenge I made myself, the 200 gallons before 2 months, or let's see, by November. So that my wine will be able to be drank at New Year's. It'll be 2 months old. The newest wine will be 2 months old, and the oldest wine will be just a day shy of a year. Unless we have a leap year. I don't know if we do or not. But we're doing it the same way we did last time. The bucket, all it has is the airlock hole in the top, which makes it perfect for the 3/8 hose to go through. It's all sanitized, and now all we're doing is racking this off. And we're not too worried about picking up any of the lees off the bottom because, let's face it, this has only been going maybe 5 or 6 days. It can go up to 7, but the S-lock really quit bubbling quite as much. I don't know why, but it is coming off a nice, like, blue color, bluish. Not as blue as the bucket, but bluish. Has a really good smell. We'll see. We'll give it a little taste today, too. We'll see how that turns out. Alright, when I get this racked off, I'll get right back to you. We got her drained out. There's a little bit left in the wand. That ain't worth keeping. So we'll put it down in our sanitation cooler for cleaning. If you remember, or if you saw the first video, I knocked over a glass. We put, 4 gallons of berries in here, which were our 4 gallons, which turned out to be like 2.5. But that's how many berries are left. The coloring on them stayed pretty black. Unlike our blackberries that turned red. Here is the color that we got. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty good right now. You can see my hand through it. And like I said, we're going to give it a taste. Now, it's 6 days old. It's going to taste horrible. It's going to need back sweetened. It's going to need a lot of stuff, but we're going to try it now. I'm wrong. It tastes really good. Really, really good. I may have found my new favorite yeast. That's a good wine. All right. We're going to throw the airlock on it. And we're going to put it in the rack. And once again, we'll have to add just a little bit to the airlock, which is not much. There we go. And we'll be putting it on a new rack we got built. I'll have to show you guys that one of these times. The berries will be going into the compost bucket. I know what you're asking yourself. Roger, you haven't took a gravity test on any of the wines you've done so far. I broke my dang hydrometer. Space wine. So we don't know what alcohol it's going to be at. I promise you I will do another one. I will do another space wine when I have a hydrometer. I think it's actually going to make a hard seltzer. I don't think it's actually going to make a wine per se, because there's really no fruit in it unless you count like the orange extract they put in it to make it tang, I guess, and the vitamin C. I don't know. It's going to be what it's going to be. But we'll give it an honest test, and we'll see. Anyway, the blueberry is going to be great. I want to take this time to thank you guys, the new subscribers especially. You guys coming to my channel from the wine club. That's pretty cool. I don't know as much as you guys do, and yet you came to my channel. I appreciate it. If you guys have any suggestions for wines, right now I'm just using fruits that we grow right here. I have 15 apple trees. I have 15 peach trees. We have, oh crud, I couldn't tell you how many strawberry plants, and over 200, and blackberry plants, same. We have muscadines. So I'm using the leftover fruit we got from, and being it's January, so none of these fruits are, you hear, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the space wine already cooking. But anyway, if you guys got any ideas on a fruit, I'm making 200 gallons this year. And I'm going to try to have it done by November so that I can enjoy the last of the wine come January. So, it's going to be a push. I'm going to have to make a lot. And any suggestions you guys give me will be great. Another thing, I started with B's. As you saw, blackberry, blueberry. We went that way. I was going to start with A's, and the fruit is an apple. But I have no recipe for apple wine, hard cider, none of that. I tried one. I tried to make up my own, and it tastes like turpentine. So, if you have one, post it in the comments, and I'll make it. In fact, I would like to make it. I just have no idea how. So, thank you. Leave a comment, please, and keep watching. It will get better. We'll have some wine tasting with some other people that actually know about wine. Know better than me. I mean, if I can drink it and it tastes good, that's all I need. Our winemaking store actually opens the 9th. So we will have a hydrometer, and I'll be able to, from the 9th on, be able to tell you what alcohol levels we're at. But thanks for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks, and be safe.